The Black Friday and July event from Dell Technologies is here with great offers on trusted technology. You'll also discover huge deals on new AI-ready laptops, like the Dell 14 Plus featuring Intel Core Ultra processors starting at $699.99. Save on top accessories, plus enjoy fast, free shipping and other benefits. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals.
The Red Hot Clearance event is on right now at Burlington, and I'm excited for the markdowns. It's all about savings on top of savings throughout the store. This is when I stock up on styles for my closet, home decor, and much more because there's up to 70% off other retailers' prices on clearance. I mean, I'm going every day because these prices, too hot to miss. Burlington. Deals, brands, wow. Styles and selections may vary by location.
This is Optimal Finance Daily, The Minimum Payment Trap. Escape it to change your money story by Jackie Beck of JackieBeck.com. Are you making minimum payments on all of your debt? If so, that's absolutely better than not making those payments. But just making the minimum payments is also not the best idea. Why? Well, let me tell you a little story and then tell you about its flip side. Picture this. You drag yourself out of bed in the morning to go to work to a job that, if you're lucky, is okay. If you're not so lucky, it sucks. On the way to work, you fight traffic or maybe have car issues. Once you get there, you spend the day dealing with projects or situations that wouldn't ordinarily be your life's priority. Maybe you go out for lunch, spending money in the process. Maybe you work extra for no extra pay because the company is short-staffed or you want to impress the boss. Then you head home, tired from the day at work. You rush around doing household chores, getting something to eat, and helping out your kids or other family members. Finally, you relax for a few hours, doing something relatively mindless. You want to do other things, the kinds of things you used to love doing once upon a time, but you just don't have the energy. Then you head to bed, wake up the next day to do it all over again. Does that sound like a day in your life? It sure used to sound like mine. Why not just quit your job or do something you'd enjoy instead? I've asked people that exact question, and after they get done snorting with laughter, their answer is always the same. I can't afford to. There's a really old catchy song called 16 Tons that has this line in it. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. That song's talking about something that a lot of people experience today in a slightly different way. Replace company store with creditors and you've got the gist. When you feel stuck. When the money you've got coming in is already promised to someone else. When years of your future earnings are promised to someone else, you're under enormous pressure. You feel like you have no choice but to keep working to pay for the things you have. You owe, so off to work you go. Ironically, a lot of the things you spend money on are things you feel you need to get to work. Stuff like a good car, education, appropriate work clothes, meals out, and entertainment to keep you going. God forbid you're not able to work any longer or get laid off. Talk about stress. According to the 2015 Retirement Confidence Survey, 28% of people surveyed said they have less than $1,000 in savings. Less than $1,000. You could extrapolate that out to mean that somewhere in the neighborhood of 41.6 million American workers have less than $1,000 saved up. What if you change the game? Getting off the treadmill. Think about all of your payments for a minute. Maybe you've got a house payment, student loan, car payment, credit card, etc. Total up those minimum monthly payments and see what you get. This is your freedom number. Now ask yourself this. What if you didn't have to make any of those payments any longer? Could you live an enjoyable life on a whole lot less? A life where you're free to do work that actually matters to you? I know I could. And in fact, I did. That's a huge reason that my husband and I paid off all our debt. It took time, but it was so worth it. Yes, I'm shouting for a reason. My motivation for kicking minimum payments to the curb. I've gone through a layoff where I ended up unemployed for 4 years, and I never wanted to be in that position again. I figured that if we didn't have all those payments, we could live on a whole lot less. We can and do. That's why my day now typically looks like this 6 days a week. I get up, usually before my alarm goes off, eat breakfast, walk the dog, swim, in the summertime, otherwise walk longer, work for a few hours, have lunch, work for a few more hours, unless I'd rather do something else, hang out with my family, do random things that interest me, read, watch Netflix, play games. It's not that I've stopped working. It's that I've put my focus towards working on things that matter to me, like helping you get out of debt. And I'm so glad to be able to do exactly that. More importantly, I want you to know that you can too. It takes time to get out of debt, but it's completely possible. Stick with it, keep your debt snowball rolling, and make your life be something you love. What if you didn't have to pay those minimum payments ever again? Real quick, total up your minimum monthly payments and then spend a few minutes imagining what your life would be like without those. Go ahead, really imagine it. What could you do with all that money? Then take action by sending in a little extra today towards the debt you're targeting, even if it's just a few bucks, so you can make that dream a reality. You just listened to the post titled The Minimum Payment Trap. Escape it to change your money story by Jackie Beck of JackieBeck.com.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
Imagine you're a business owner who has to rely on a dozen different software programs to run your company, none of which are connected. And each one is more expensive and more complicated than the last. It can be pretty stressful. Now imagine Odoo. Odoo has all the programs you'll ever need, and they're all connected on one simple, easy-to-use platform, giving you peace of mind that your business is always being taken care of from every angle. Odoo has user-friendly, open-source applications for everything. We're talking CRM, accounting, inventory, manufacturing, marketing, HR, and everything in between. Basically, if your business needs it, Odoo's got it. Odoo sounds pretty amazing, right? So stop wasting your time and money on those expensive, disconnected platforms and let Odoo harmonize your business with simple, efficient software that can handle everything for a fraction of the price. It doesn't get much better than that. So what are you waiting for? Discover how Odoo can take your business to the next level by visiting odoo.com. That's ODOO.com. Odoo, modern management made simple.
We talk a lot on this show about the power of compound interest when it comes to investing. When you put your money to work by investing it, your money makes more money, and then that money makes money, and so on and so on. At a 10% interest rate, this leads to your money doubling in about 7 years. However, when it comes to credit card debt, the magic of compound interest is working against you and at a much higher interest rate, anywhere from 12 to 24%. What that means is that if you keep charging up your card and you only pay the minimum, it's virtually impossible to get out of debt. Think of it this way. A $2,000 credit card balance with an 18% annual rate would take over 30 years to pay off if you're just making the minimum payments. And in that time, you would end up paying more than $4,931 in interest, which is 146% more than the original balance on the card. Frankly, it took me many years to realize this, but once I did, it felt like my hair was on fire. I started looking at my debt as an emergency and got very aggressive in paying it off as quickly as possible. The thing that helped me the most was to use a debt reduction calculator alongside the avalanche method of repayment. This is where you rank your debt from highest to lowest interest rate. You make the minimum payments on everything, and then you throw as much money as possible at the debt with the highest interest rate until it's gone. Then you move down the list. It's important to not make any additional purchases on the credit cards while you're paying them off. So you'll need to be mindful of your spending and budget during this process. but it is absolutely well worth your effort. That should do it for today. Have a happy rest of your day, and I'll see you on the Sunday show tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.